Today we're going to be talking about Britain, UK, England taking their masks off. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Take That Mask Off Right Now episode. Hey, it's up to you. We're the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
Thanks for joining us on the MJ and Adam Show. We invite you to improve your English listening by becoming a friend of me and Adam's and understanding the Western mind just a little bit. Okay, today, everyone, we're going to be covering this topic, hot news article, talking about the UK opening up during these difficult times. That's right, everyone. You know what I'm talking about. The big C word is still around in this world and everyone is still on lockdown. But England has finally seen and decided that, hey, we're going to open up. Let me read a little article for everyone really quickly coming from technologyreview.com. England is about to take a huge gamble. Yo, blow on that for me. Kiss those dice. On Monday, July 19th, England is ditching all of its remaining related restrictions. People will be able to go to nightclubs or gather in groups as large as they'd like. They will not be legally compelled to wear masks at all and can stop social distancing. The government, with an eye on media coverage, has dubbed it Freedom Day and said the lifting of safety measures will be irreversible. Yo, someone just lit a match, gas is down, ran.
Done.
Adam, what's your take on this?
Most people are adults able to make their own decisions. So I'm guessing this move is just to let people make choices by themselves. And if we're all accountable for our own actions, we can't complain if something bad happens. You can't blame anybody but yourself. So that could be what the plan is. And I'm looking at my own country for...
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, oh, Canada. And looking at the comments some of my friends have made about, restrictions based on these times and how the government should be doing this and should be doing that. And,
right.
The prime minister's not doing this and the prime minister's not doing that. What Britain has done is basically left it up to the people to make a decision for themselves and live with the consequences. Government is going to be there to save the country if it needs to be saved. But I think it no longer means that they can blame the government for not doing anything.
Okay. Yep. I see what you're saying.
Because now it's up to them. No masks, no social distancing means if you don't do these things and you get sick, there's no one else to blame. Yeah.
As well as with now, there's a lot more information around everything that's been happening, the sickness and stuff. So there's plenty of ways to help, medical ways that can help you.
Right.
I think the big thing, of course, what was said at the very beginning was just overcrowding of hospitals. And that could, be a dangerous thing for people who really need a hospital bed and really need more help. So, which would be a lot. Right now in the UK, it seems like numbers are pretty bad. So at the beginning of this article, it says it's a pretty big gamble because it is just going to spread more. So it connects kind of like what you said, how many people will still be safe or still playing the safe card as they're going about their daily lives.
Right. Yeah.
Man, dude, it's a scary thing because
it's very scary.
I see how it's where you were mentioning how there's no one else to blame but yourself. But then in society, there's going to be people who are I'm going out, I don't care. And there's people going to be keep your mask on.
True.
Right.
That's very true. Yeah.
And they're going to be mad at the people who are not being safe because they're hey, I have family members that are elderly that have more risk and stuff in this case. Right. So it's the younger generation, they can go out and do whatever they want because they'll be, living on their own, possibly single, so they can go and spread it, but they're not affected so bad, seems like. And then, so the elderly will just be, got to just hang home. But I mean, they're not going to those clubs anyways, for the most part, I don't believe. There's some hit, G-Chan Bachans out there, but man, okay. So what do you think is going to be the next turn? I've heard that in the US, they have stopped showing in the news daily numbers. I think other countries are going to follow suit. And we've seen a lot of the stuff that the US does. There's a pretty strong connect to Japan. So Japan probably is going to follow. Ooh,
just looking at how Japan is, I mean, like, I have to commend Japanese people. Like, good job for wearing masks and getting vaccinated and all that stuff, doing all the best that a lot of people can do to get over this hurdle that we've been going through running for the past couple of years. And maybe that's what England is trying to do, like, because Japan hasn't been forcefully, like, you know, locked down, everybody stay inside, doing all these things and still not having the results that they expect. But compared to the amount of people living in Japan versus the amount of people living in England,
yeah,
I'm not sure the exact populations, but I feel like Japan has more people. But they've been doing better with the numbers overall. There has to be something different that's happening when you give the responsibility to the people. Like you said, like, people are going to go out without their masks on, and people are going to go out with masks on.
People are going to be going out masks off. They're going to be like mouth breathing so much. Everyone's just like, oh my gosh, this is the best. Just kissing everyone on the street. Just
hugging, high-fiving, licking all the poles.
But I see what you're saying. It might be like a mental thing where it's this game of when you tell your kid, hey, don't touch that thing. And then in their brain, they're like, well, now all I want to do is touch it because you told me not to touch it. So it goes to like some parents who are like, oh, when the kid asks like,
hey, Dad, what's that beer taste like?
They're like, here you go. Try it. They try it and they're like,
oh my God, that's gross.
It brings me to another video I saw recently of another a person on YouTube talking about how he's raising his kid, and he saw in a book or something that we train our kids to do things a certain way, and they grow up maybe having fear of doing things because of the way we train them. But he's teaching his kid how to use, for example, a hand drill properly. And his kid's like 5 or 6 years old, maybe a little bit older. But instead of telling the kid to not do that thing, giving him the abilities and skills necessary to be able to do that thing so safely, right? We all know what to do. So
I mean, adults, yeah, but kids, no.
Yeah, most adults, kids not really.
Yeah.
Kids need instructions, but I don't think the government is here to be our parents. You know what I mean? Like, they're here to keep the country safe and protect the people of the country in various times. And we are in one of those times where the country, the government is trying to protect the people, but the people don't seem to be following the government's plan. So it's like, what should I do? Let's just give them the opportunity, the choice. This is a democracy. You have the choice.
And I feel like when it does come to Japan, because it probably will, I bet you everyone's going to still wear masks just because it's like, one, it's so normal to wear a mask. Even before, like, just if you're sick, like, a lot of people wear masks. We know people like in our previous company who, like, even if they weren't sick, they just always wore masks. It's like always like a mystery.
There's
like,
people who like didn't know their face
look like. As well as everyone is in that, like, you got to take care of each other, and that's like a really cool thing. Like, that's what you're talking about. Like, I totally agree. Like, commend the citizens, because like the whole society is, for the most part, everyone's like watching out for each other. Like, you don't want meiwaku kakitakunai. Like, they don't want to cause troubles. So in that case, like, you know, we've talked before about like some things where it's like, man, you shouldn't follow. Like in Japan, we see a lot of people just doing what everyone else does because that's what you should do. And that's not such a good thing. You want to be independent. But then we're looking at it in this case in the world and what's happening right now, being independent and being strong and different seems like is what could be causing the problems overseas, where in Japan, it is what is keeping the country safe
together.
And together.
For the most part. I mean, there are numbers still going up here and there and everywhere, but it's really night and day.
Let us know, everyone, what you think about this topic. Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for hanging out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. New videos every week.
We'll see you
on the next step.